All right, so my brother sent me a package, and he wanted me to open it up in front of everybody, so I figured, what the heck, let's do it for the intro. Now, I know there's one thing in here that's Panther-related, but he's swearing up and down that whatever else is in here that's not Panther-related is going to absolutely shock me. Might be like an inside type of joke thing, but we'll see what it is. So, I know that... Alright, so I know what this is. You got me one of the rally towels. Alright, he says this was from one of the ones from last season. So you're seeing it first. I haven't even turned it around. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Alright, so that'll go up. Now, let's see. He has been bragging about whatever this shirt is that he found for multiple days. Let's see. What? Oh, no way! Oh, I'm just going to leave this here. I was going to take a couple seconds for you guys to read it and figure out what it is. You have got to be kidding me. You have absolutely got to be kidding me. That is beautiful. This is coming off for the rest of the recap, and this is going on.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright. Welcome to the guaranteed only hockey recap that uses puppets and wears a stepbrother shirt. Thank you, my brother. This is sweet. It fits nice. I can even tell in the back how even if I put this in the dryer, I've got room because I lost weight. So beautiful. Alright. We got the Flyers tonight. We got to keep this going. Keith Yandle. I just can't wait. I cannot wait to see us victimize him. Who's going to get it? Tippett. Tippett needs a goal. One Bad Steve mentioned this on the recap in the comment section. And I looked, he's not wrong. Tippett's only got 1 assist so far this year. He's playing a good two-way game, though. He's in defensive position. He's been banging the body around. He has put the puck out in front of the net a few times with nobody there. So let's look for him to victimize. That would just make my night. If Tippett could victimize Yandle, that would be a beautiful thing. I did not get a chance to check the updated lineups, but as far as what I saw earlier, looks like Bobrovsky's in net. Joe Thornton is back in. Luostarinen is out, and so is Ryan Lomberg, which means Frank Petrano's face is not going to get a night off. And what does Lomberg have to do to get back into the game? Come on, man. Jumbo Joe don't need to play in this game. It's a road game against the Flyers. He can take another night off. We need Ryan Lomberg in this lineup. Now, I know we're winning, and but I got to bitch about something, right? And remember, my brother also asked me to stop predicting that we're going to win 5-4 because I'm not confident enough, and we keep winning by larger margins. So I asked him, so what you're saying is we're 4-0 and you want me to change what I'm doing in the recaps? No. 5-4 in overtime, Panthers win. Let's do it. Alright, so 1-0 the Panthers after one lineup change. That changed after I had the pregame. Luostarinen is in. Thornton is out. Now, the game so far. We've scored first in every game. But there's at least 3, if not 4 of the games where the same thing has happened, which is the opposite of everything that was happening the last 2 years. At least 3, if not 4 of the games, Bobrovsky has made a huge, ridiculous save in the first period. In this case, it was 2 on the same play. And then, not that long afterwards, we come down the ice and we get a goal. And it's 1-0 Panthers instead of us losing 1-0. And I did not understate last year. I kept saying it's the timing of the goal that he's given up. And sure enough, it's just perfect this year with what's happening because he's making the big save and then we're scoring. And it's just beautiful to see. Now, one thing I noticed is Keith Yandle decided he was going to do a little bit of extracurricular activity after one of the plays. It was after the penalty, one of the interference penalties. Now, earlier on, when they had a power play, Philadelphia, shock and awe. I was shocked to see Keith Yandle mishandle the puck at the blue line and get it out of the zone. But after the interference penalty, he decided to just come up to Lusterinen and shove him down on the ice. And that, number one, is not cool. That, number two, what I really don't like about that is apparently Yandle went out to dinner the night before with a few guys from the teams, including Gudis. So, that's never... I'm not a fan. Do that in the offseason. Do that catching up crap in the offseason if you guys are such good friends. Because the way it rings to me is that Yandle feels like, he can shove one of our players just right down there on the ice after the whistle and not really have to worry about any repercussions. So hopefully Marchment comes up and does to him, and does something good to him. Maybe Tippett will knock him on his ass, or maybe Lusterinen will come back and knock him on his ass. Somebody, there's got to be retribution for that. That can't be cool. You can't be going out to dinner with the guy from the other team and then have him just shoving your players down on the ice the next night. That's a no-no. I'm not okay with that. We want a second period. It's going to get rough. This game is going to get a little bit ugly. All right, so it's 2-2 after 2. During the live stream, somebody asked me if I thought Huberdeau would get his first goal tonight. I said, no, I'm calling Owen Tippett. Well, let's have both. What a beautiful thing. Still got some hockey to play here, though. Bobrovsky gave up the one on the breakaway on the power play, so it was a shorthanded goal, goes 5-hole. My brother texted me when it happened, dude, get your stick down. He's still obviously playing out of his mind, still playing a lot better, but that's 2 5-hole goals of the goals that he has given up. So that's one issue he hasn't completely solved, but it happens. It happens. It's a breakaway, and it happens. It was good to see Yandle take a penalty. That was good. I think at least one of the goals was a power play. Yeah, the Huberdeau goal was a power play goal, and then Tippett's goes off his skate. We look good. We look good enough. We're not looking as good as we have the last few games. Defensively, we're definitely allowing Philadelphia to have a little bit too much zone time for my blood. Penalties are going back and forth, man. That's the only thing. It's the only complaint I would have about the team so far is I think Goldie mentioned it, that we actually lead the league in the number of penalty kills that we've had to have. We lead the league in penalties. And that's how many penalties have we had tonight? At least 2, maybe 3. So I'd like to see that, start to wean down a little bit. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. We're 4-0. I feel good about this game. I predicted 5-4 Panthers in overtime before the game. But I'm going to continue to predict that regardless of what happens. As long as we're winning, I'm going to keep predicting that 5-4 overtime. Let's do it. 2 points! 2 big, beautiful points. And everybody, let's give a round of applause for Keith Yandle. Everybody up. Come on, stand up. Let's go. I know you're sitting down with your phone. Keith Yandle. Thank you. One more. As if the script was written by the hockey gods themselves. We go to Philadelphia. There's Keith Yandle. It's a tie game. Philadelphia's on the power play. As Randy Moeller puts it, he passes to absolutely no one. And down the ice comes Huberdeau and Bennett. And Huberdeau gets stoned by Hart on the first shot. And he banks it right off of Hart coming back from behind the net. And that's your game-winning goal. And we had an empty net there by Reinhart at the end. Which was another... That was just a beautiful... what was that? Lundell to Marchment to Reinhart, I believe it was, went the empty net goal. So, woo! I mean, you couldn't have asked for it to go better. I thought maybe Tippett was going to make Yandle look like a fool, and it was Huberdeau instead. We'll take it. Same line. I can't believe the game-winning goal was set up by a mistake by Yandle on the power play. That's just, you could ask for that. You could be like, before the game saying, imagine if, and it happened. That's just beautiful. I'm apoplectic. All right. The best thing about this game, guys, is we didn't play our best game tonight. let's be honest here, okay? This was not the best. This probably might be, I don't want to say it was the worst game we played all year, but we did not have the same. Philadelphia had plenty of chances. Our defense was not spectacular by any means tonight. Bobrovsky played well. He gave up the couple of goals in the second period. The one was the shot over his shoulder, which basically no goalie's going to stop. And then the second one was the 5-hole goal, which clearly still needs a little bit of work. But that's good. That's good. Because that way that gives me something to complain about with Bob, because you know what happens if I praise him too much. So a 5-hole goal, when it doesn't hurt us every once in a while, works perfectly. Gives me something to bitch about. Let's leave it at that. What else did we see tonight? The best line on the ice, I was going to say, Stu and I have been texting back and forth, and the second line obviously played pretty well, but that Yandle line, man, I mean, this is not a second line. Goldie was talking about that during the broadcast. That line, that's not a second, I mean, that's not a third line. That's a second line. Most teams would be pretty damn happy if that was the quality of play they were getting from the second line. That's just a beautiful thing. We have a loaded, absolutely loaded top 9, and that doesn't include Vetrano or Hornquist. And the top 9 is loaded. This is really happening, Panther fans. I understand it's 5 games, but I said that after 2, and I said it after 3, and I said it after 4, and now it's only 5 games. At some point, it'll be like it's only 20, it's only 40. Let's wait to the playoffs. Well, let's see if we can win the cup again. You see what I'm saying? We'll just keep it low key until the parade. What else did we see? Fourth line did not get a whole lot of action, but Vetrano and Hornquist are getting on the ice during the power plays, so that's kind of making up for that. Did not see a whole lot of the fourth line. I will be interested to see the line. The time on ice there. I don't think it's really it's not an indication that those guys aren't any good. Obviously, it's just the way that the timing is moved, laid out. And there's so many penalties. I forget how many which way, but there was a lot of penalties. There was a lot of both ways. So there was a lot of special teams played in this game, which kind of leaves that fourth line out of the rotation a little bit, as it would. So Monday, we've got the Yotes. That should be Spencer Knight. So it looks like, from what we're hearing, it's going to be 2 games for Bob, 1 game for Spencer Knight. Okay, this is good. I'm good. I mean, obviously, before the season started, I thought maybe an even split. But that was with the old Bob. This guy, this Bobrovsky, I don't want to say anything. I'm not going to praise him. When we raise the cup, I will praise him. That's when he will get complete 100% praise when we raise the cup. Until then, I will find something to be like, well, and for those of you who are new, just ask somebody in the comments why I continue to bitch and complain. Okay, it has to happen. That's it. Defensively, like I said, the last couple games, a little bit too much with the chances. Or I should say the last couple of periods. A little bit too many chances for Philadelphia. But Bobrovsky's, making the saves. And another difference that we should talk about, I think Stu and I will talk about this tomorrow in the review. It's not just Bobrovsky that worked on his goaltending. Obviously he did. But if you watch the difference, one of the differences is that our defense, and sometimes our forwards, they're positioned so much differently now. They're not getting in front of Bob. They're kind of off to the side, but all of a sudden now, instead of Bob giving up a rebound and there being a opposing player there to bank it in, there's nobody around but our guys to sweep the puck out of the way. It's a huge difference. And obviously, Bobrovsky's not giving up the same kind of rebounds. But when there are rebounds, our defensive guys are right there to sweep the puck away. That, again, was not happening last year. So that was one of those things, the last couple of years where Bobrovsky would make the save, there'd be a rebound, the defense wouldn't sweep it out. and then the puck was in the back of the net, and then everybody would fight over, well, was it the fault of the defense? Was it Bobrovsky? And people would say, well, Bob made the first save, and other people would say, yeah, but it was an 8-foot rebound, and then other people would say the defense's job is to take the rebounds. So everybody was right. Both problems have been significantly reduced. Both problems at this point have almost been completely fixed. And we thought this was a quite possible cup-worthy team with Bob not being great and putting Spencer Knight in goal. At least that's what, many of the people who predicted the Panthers to win the cup or to make the finals kind of thought it would be Spencer Knight. If Bob is going to play like this, it's just so much icing on the cake. It's just a beautiful thing. It's like I went to my brother's kid's birthday party years ago, and his wife made pasta with a bacon vinaigrette sauce, with homemade bacon sauce that she put in. But the secret ingredient to the sauce was she had taken the bacon grease that after cooking the bacon and put it back on top of the pasta. That's what Bobrovsky playing right now this way is. It's like putting bacon grease on top of the bacon. You already got bacon. Now you've got it in bacon grease, and it's just like that much juicier and yummier if you're into bacon, obviously. And if you're a vegan, I don't have no answers for you there. So, all right. Tomorrow, it being Sunday, I have the review of tonight's game with Stu. That should be up before noon, or around noon, and then the Dolphins game and the Dolphins game. I'm not even going to get into that. But I'm not going to quit doing the recaps because I said I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them. Plus, it's good for the Panthers because I do the Dolphin recaps. I get all my bitching and complaining out there, and then I don't have to, nitpick and find stuff to bitch about for the Panthers. So that works, except for Bob. Except for Bob, I have to continue to complain about him. You guys know why. Fix the 5-hole, Bob. Fix it at some point.